I encourage people to find a constructive way to bring about change. But let me tell you, marches are a part of it. Demonstrations are a part of it. And sometimes civil disobedience is a part of it. But you know, I mean, look, a demonstration is great, and it takes a lot of time to organize it. And once it's over, it's over. But at some point, you got to come back and make the policies. You got to have an inside and an outside game that doesn't work.
We had come to Austin to do a story on lobbying, which is pretty much out in the open in Texas. Somebody suggested we track down an up-and-coming state senator from Houston to get some background.
We'll see if it stays in. Hey, friend. Hey, Louise.
What we found was a born politician committed to making change happen from inside the system.
They got the cameras with them today. All right. I love politics. I mean, I love the give and take. I love the uncertainty of how something will come out. I love the ability to have an impact on the quality of life of people. I love it. You know they keep y'all behind here. You know that.
You know, a lot of ways you can have an impact on society. You could have a lot of wealth to do it. You could be a minister to do it. For me, it puts me in the arena. I think that I have a responsibility to try and open doors for people who've been left out of the process. It's my ministry. It's my way of having an impact.
So we put a microphone on Rodney and watched him work the floor of the state Senate. We had no idea what we'd be in for, and neither did he.
I told him I'm not going to run until you tell me your people are here.
Okay.
Then come and tell me.
Okay.
We'll try to get that.
All right. Thank you.
That day, he was trying to get more judges of color on the state courts.
I'm working hard. I'm trying to integrate the judiciary. I'm trying to let our people go.
I'm for that.
I know it. Are you voting with me? I can leave him alone.
His task was to persuade a roomful of Republicans to go along with it.
You all right with me? Judicial selection. You're a good man. You're usually the main one I can count on. For the rest of these goddamn Republicans will come around as quick. We could do something to save this place.
So what do you got to do to get things passed?
Well, I have to compromise. I have to work with people. I have to bend over. I have to kiss ass. Is that what you're asking? A little hugging and kissing.
Hi, Rodney. No, you can't get my vote on judicial redistricting, even if you kiss my hand.
And then, when it's necessary, I can show the other side. I mean, I can be a mean son of a bitch and jump on somebody as well. Depends on what works. I mean, you got to know when to twist someone's arm, when to squeeze someone's arm, when to break someone's arm. In the same way with their neck. How'd you guys get me to be so candid? Was I drinking?
Although we'd been making films about politics for years, we had never witnessed a master politician doing their stuff in real time. It felt like we were recording a secret ritual that would show the world how politics actually worked.
Well, tell him I don't want to roll him out the hospital bed, but I goddamn sure do need it on this judicial stuff. Because I got 22 votes, but you know how some folks get a little flaky.
But when the film came out the following year, his colleagues were none too pleased that they had been caught on tape.
Y'all start getting, well, I'm talking about the chemistry is going to get bad later as we go
get my nuts cut off.
We're not going to let them cut you.
When the film came out, there was a lot of press. I had hell to pay. Virtually every editorial board in the state criticized it. Some of my colleagues were saying I ought to resign. So I wrote an apology letter, and I was embarrassed. You know, and I felt like I had disappointed the institution. So I did go into withdrawal quite a bit. But as is the case with most things in life, time is a tremendous healer, and you tend to overcome.
Rodney was chastened, at least for the moment. He did eventually come out of his self-imposed limbo and spent the next few years continuing to twist arms and charm his opponents. But there were political changes afoot in Texas, and they would finally drive the ultimate horse trader from the state Senate.
There's a much bigger Republican majority in the House. Bills that have died in previous sessions will finally go all the way.
One requires women to have an ultrasound seeing the fetus before they can get an abortion. What we'd like to do is defund Planned Parenthood permanently on a state level and also defund Planned Parenthood on a local level so that cities like Austin can't pump money into abortion clinics.
Texas was always a conservative state, but I don't think it was ever as far right as this state went once Republicans took control of both the House and the Senate. And I think what it did was take decent people and make them do some very mean-spirited things.
You told my producer that pregnant women are coming here as tourists, having babies, and then going back home, quote, with the nefarious purpose of turning them into little terrorists who will then come back to the U.S. and do us harm. Where did you hear that?
It is altogether possible to make a dirty bomb, stick it in a suitcase, walk it across our southern border, and take it to downtown Houston or any other city and blow it up.
We said we would pass open carry and campus carry, and we did.
We're going to be going after the guys who do not believe in the Second Amendment and do not sign on to this bill.
Will you stand and fight for the Republican Party?
That kind of partisanship, that die hard, take no prisoners, no discussion, whatever it takes, that level of just venom.
Ma'am, are you associating godlessness with liberalism?
You're questioning that?
I just got to the point where I just didn't want to spend a lot of time worried about whether or not there are men in the women's bathroom or women in the men's bathroom. Just close the stall and focus on something that matters.
And so more than 2 decades after we first filmed him, we've come back to Texas to see how Rodney's been doing. He's traded his state Senate seat to be one of 5 commissioners for Harris County, which includes Houston. He has over 1 million constituents and a budget to match.
They're doing a documentary on politics in America, and they picked the local yokel, Potbelly County Commissioner.
About the bike ride?
Bike rides a lot. Yeah. I'm Rodney Ellis, so I'm the commissioner over at this place. So your parents put me in charge of this place.
Oh, I think I'll be seeing you in
Hey, B, what is your name? Hey, Mayor. How you doing?
Hi, sweaty hug.
Good. These guys follow me out here. Politics in America.
I don't know. I remember a time in the ledge when you had a camera following you.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah. The part of the path that goes from Texas Southern University.
I'm finding that I have more causes, more challenges than in the State House. I feel more of a sense of urgency to get things done while I can get them done. Knowing at 65, in terms of my policy-making years, I got a heck of a lot more behind me than I have in front of me. It gives me more of a rush.
Got them signing in. Hey, man, how you doing? How you all?
Philosophically, I'm pretty much the same person I was when I got into politics back in 1984 when I got elected. There are times on some issues when I probably will even get angrier. I do feel criminal justice reform is the civil rights issue of this generation. I want to make sure you get it. I want to make sure you understand it. This is how bail works. Everybody to my left, hold your hand up. Hold your hand up. I'm waking you up. Okay. Now put them down. And everybody on the right, hold your hand up.
There's a growing movement across the country to get rid of cash bail, and Rodney has turned his energies to making Houston a model for change.
The way bail works in this country, if we all have the same profile, maybe one thing we did wrong and we were charged with it. Allegedly, we did wrong. If you're on this side of the room and you don't have money, you go to jail. Same profile, the people on this side of the room, if you are arrested, you post bail, you get out. That's how it works. Now, on this side of the room, if you're sitting there in jail, as he said, you don't pay your car note, you don't pay your child support. By the way, once you're sitting in jail, whatever government benefits you're getting while you're sitting in the county jail, you lose them and your family loses them. So if you're a veteran, you're getting benefits, that's out the window. If you're on this side of the room and you get out on bail, you get the benefits.
On bail reform, the guy who sued Harris County, I encouraged him to sue him when I was in the state Senate. He came in to see me in my capacity as a state legislator, and I encouraged him, if you want to bring light to a dark place, Well, then, as fate would have it, he's suing, and I become a county commissioner.
Suppose the other commissioners know what we're talking about. It's an amicus brief filed by Commissioner Ellis.
Can you explain to me the impact of this amicus brief that was filed to sue Harris County?
I don't know, Commissioner.
I mean, I've never been through something like this before.
And I will say, Commissioner, it is unprecedented for the county attorney also.
Maybe I can answer any questions. It is an amicus brief on behalf of the Legal Defense Fund and me.
As we had seen back in the 90s, Rodney still had a remarkable faith in his own cleverness. He found himself as the sole African American and only Democrat on the county commission, and promptly decided to join the bail reform lawsuit against the very body he served on. It was not well received.
If that hurts somebody's feelings, I'm sorry, but it's certainly how I feel.
It has nothing to do with feelings. What I'm trying to figure out is when it comes to, for example, confidentiality, basically there won't be any confidentiality.
I was nice and polite, firm, but, I didn't get antagonistic.
Commissioner Ellis, you have been a commissioner for 3 months, and the way that you're going about helping us serve our populations that we care about is by joining in a lawsuit and not by sitting in that chair as a commissioner to bring us better ideas how to build a better mousetrap. And I want you to know I'm calling upon you to put on your commissioner hat, not your lawyer hat, not your senator hat, but your commissioner hat. And that's my comment.
Well,
and help us do a better job where we can. Thank you.
Well, Commissioner, I appreciate your comments. And,
the optics of these 4 white men beating up on this black guy, I don't think really played very well for them. I wanted the optics of them going off on me, and I would sit there, knowing, look, when you're trying to make your case, I knew I could not persuade any of them. So I figured, I love this. And I tell my staff, just go splice that part, because I want to make sure people look at it. So I'm sure they were thinking, the worst thing in the world you want to do is mess with a Negro with a brain.
A federal judge has made a key ruling in efforts to reform Harris County's bail system.
The judge's decision tonight essentially allows more people accused of misdemeanor crimes in Harris County to spend less time behind bars before trial.
Now, this bail
Rodney's cause had a big win in 2018 when the cash bail system was ruled unconstitutional. Things got even better for him that November when a blue wave washed over Houston, flipping the county commission to majority Democratic.
How are you?
For Rodney, a lifetime of crusading for progressive reform had finally come to pass. What we had witnessed was the triumph of the inside man, confidently using the levers of power to achieve change.
Good to see you. Y'all look like $1 billion. If I said $1 million, it would devalue you. Yeah, but here's why I'm here today. You go back and look at all of those sermons of Martin Luther King. He didn't just focus on issues that involve Christianity. He focused on battleship issues, Bishop, every Sunday. Elections matter. We settled that lawsuit because we elected new judges who think like us.
That's right. That's right.
Not just people who look like us, because some of them look like us faking it. You want people who share your values and all. And no matter how many negative ads they run, no matter how much dirt they put out there, we're going to win. Victory is ours. Sometimes it's the small stuff that can drive you nuts. You know what I mean? So that is nice that I'll go from some massive issue like bail reform, which will have an impact around the country. Cook County reformed its misdemeanor bail system because of that Harris County lawsuit. But I'll go from that to having a stroke because I'm ticked off because somebody didn't mow the grass on time. Can we get an edger, by the way, so we can trim this? I was calling Miss Cooper, and I was asking her about those ping pong paddles.
Oh, you meant the ones outside.
So I told them to go buy them. Should we paint them? But they said they're supposed to be that color. I don't
Correct.
know. Really? That kind of stuff will wake me up at night, and I'll have a heart attack. Tell them to get some ping pong paddles and the balls for all of these community centers
and I want to see a picture of it so I know they have them. Some anniversary was coming up involving Rosa Parks. That put the thought in my mind of just how powerful a bus is as a symbol for the civil rights movement, from freedom riders to launching Martin Luther King's career. So we came up with this concept.
I wish I knew how it would feel to be free.
And I'll tell you, they're moving monuments. So these monuments go around Houston, and it's a way of making sure people have an appreciation for our history. And this is one of Harriet Tubman. Obviously the concept is liberty, and it says, there was one of two things I had a right to, liberty or death. I should fight for my liberty as long as my strength lasted. Ann Richards, this one is called Fairness. Life isn't fair, but government must be. Just a great quote by Ann Richards. A good bit of my activism in the state capitol came from her being there. I'll give you this one story. Once she left, she was in New York, and I'd go and see her quite a bit. I said, Governor, is there anything you do different? And then she got real serious. She said, Rodney, there were people who I trusted who said, Governor, you push the envelope as far as you can. Wait until the second term. Then she said, Senator, if I had my life to live over again, I wouldn't have waited. So sometimes when my staff members tell me, stop pushing the envelope, just wait until after the election, wait until the next term. I always think of Ann Richards, and sometimes when they're telling me to slow down, I see her saying, speed up. What's LBJ's line? What the hell's power for if you don't use it? That's my attitude. I don't want to wait until I'm looking at power in the rearview mirror. I want to do as much as I can while I can. So while I have the power, damn it, I'm going to use it.